Right, Black Sets training. We are doing combos. Sir, I don't really know what the class is. I'm just making stuff up.
It's been fun so far.
It's been fun. So here's what I've been doing. I wish we'd reverse these two classes because this is the more advanced stuff that I'm teaching now, and that is what we learned last rotation was just a whole bunch of combos. And then what I'm doing this time around is making us think about what do these combos mean. Okay. Because before it's like, oh, we're just gonna learn some punches and kicks. This is basically what it would look like when we were doing it. But now what I want to do is I want to kind of get us into the how to break these down. Okay. And what does it mean? What do they do? How do they work? And also allow you to be able to pick up these combos a little easier on your own. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So the one we were looking at last time was our front hand front punch, lunge punch, back reverse side punch, and our back punch. Okay? You guys have done this one before, correct? You have not done this. Okay. So we're gonna do
Mostly because all the combos are on the heavy back, so you couldn't see anybody doing anything.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh.
The house is just like,
People talk.
yeah, you just hear people talking, you can't see anything.
Yeah, because that's what we're going over now. Is where do your feet? Well, this is more of a what I'm trying. I think I want to say we're trying to be a little bit more intellectual about our combos. I mean, that sounds like a.
Yes, sir.
I almost want to say that's an oxymoron. We need to be more intellectual about our fighting. That would hurt people. So we're going to start with this combo, okay? So the combo starts with a front hand front punch. It's an offensive front hand front punch. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to lift that front foot. We're going to do our bamboo step punch, okay? Next thing is going to be our lunge punch. Step forward with that left foot, punch with the left hand. Left hand back in. We're going to look over our right shoulder, back reverse side kick, and then our back punch. Yes, that's it. That's it. I'm sure you've done this one before.
I've done those two, the last two combos.
Okay, so it's going to be a front punch, lunge punch, back reverse side kick, and our back punch. Good. Okay, so here's what I've been doing in class. What I've had Mr. Nelson do last time was, we're not going to think about the punches so much or the kicks themselves. What I wanted us to focus on was our foot placement.
Sir.
Okay, I'm trying to do this from like the bottom up. So when we first start this, it's an offensive punch. So it's that bamboo step, right in that front hand front punch. We're gonna do our lunge punch. So let's stop right there. Let's just look at that lunge punch. So the first thing that's gonna happen is we need to be able to pivot this right foot. Okay, if all the weights in this foot kind of makes it a little bit difficult, but it's going to be there. We have to do a slight micro hop, go up, come into this punch, right? We're kind of in a horse stance. But in order for this to be an effective punch, we do what's referred to as a staggered horse stance, all right? So we've done that front and front punch. That punch, this back foot's going to kind of drag a little bit simply because I'm putting all my force into this, and I don't want to reach forward. And I don't want to move back. So there's my punch. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to make sure this foot gets reset. We're going to point it to the back of the room. Lift that right knee, and we're going to push out that foot. Once we're going to land it forward in a back punch. Okay? Yeah, it's just your back punch. Now, one of the things that we had noticed when we did this last rotation is that we're turning constantly in the same direction. Okay, and the big thing that I had with everybody is that this starts off as a very, very difficult combo. This combo winds up become really, really easy. It only becomes easy if you're able to break down all the pieces, figure out what they're doing, and then I almost want to say you just forget about all that.
Well, like we were talking about last time, it's like there's really no beginning and end.
There is no beginning and end.
In each movement, they're all...
Yeah, they're all feeding into each other. Okay? So, as soon as I'm done this part of my punch, as I'm pulling in, as you're pulling it back in, you're already starting on that lunge punch.
Sir.
As you're pulling in that lunge punch, you're starting in on that side kick. As we're landing that foot for that side kick, we're going into that back punch. Okay, that's the,
Yes, sir.
that's the part where it blends together. So a lot of our stuff does this, where we learn it as discrete moves, independent pieces, and then we have to learn how to put them all together. So they actually flow as one.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. We went over a lot of stuff. So here's what I'm going to have you do for the next 2 or 3 minutes. All I want you to do is think about where's your foot, what your foot is doing. Don't think too much about the punches or the kicks. Just concentrate. What are your feet doing? Okay.
Sir.
Where are they going? How are they set up for that next strike? Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's get ready for that next strike.
It's easier to stay straight,
Yes.
like overall movement, you know?
It was, yeah, that's what, especially when we start doing those back reverse.
Yeah, that just really tripped me out.
Sir.
Oh, sir. Wish I had this grid when I practice at home.
Oh, grid.
It would be so nice. Practicing on dirt.
Hole.
Yeah. That's alarm and show you.
Oh. So one of the other things I want you guys to think about is where's your weight? Because if you're turning and you're too far forward or you're too far back, like you're lagging with your weight, it's going to be hard to keep your balance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is, I'm going to get into the next part with how to turn. But part of this is just sometimes we have students where it's like, you're going to do your punch and you're too far forward. Or you're doing your punch, you're too far back. Just understand, making sure that your weight is in between your feet.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I know when we first learned punches, it was probably about 100 different things we had to learn to do an effective punch. But now it's like, we're going to put a punch with a kick, and there's going to be a bunch of new things we're going to have to learn. Yes. I don't want you to be off the balance. There you go. Oh, you okay?
Yeah. Lost my foot.
Oh,
It's a little too fast.
oh, you're getting into the.
I was rotating on that side kick, and it was like,
Oh.
Put that back foot up. On the last punch, you can bring that back foot up.
Yes, sir.
Jillian, you can, the last punch, let the back foot come up.
Okay, so this is gonna be tough for the kids. This is usually something I give to the adults. Make this a little easier. And that is that a lot of times when we do this punch and we start that back reverse kick. One of the things that we have a tendency to do is we want to kind of twirl to get that kick out. This kick isn't We're not spinning with that kick. Even though that's what it looks like. It looks like whenever I do my back reverse side kick, it looks like I'm spinning. But I'm not spinning. Does that make sense?
Sir.
Sir.
Okay, so here's what I want you to think about when you start that side kick, is that rotation is in your hips and not in your body.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so when I do that lunge punch, I'm not trying to throw my body around as quickly as possible. What I'm doing is I'm trying to get my hips to rotate. And what I want to do the entire time I'm going through this combo is that it's my hips that are doing all of the turning and not my body.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so now what I want you to do is just take a couple minutes, go through this, and then what I want you to concentrate is making sure those hips are turning, okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't think about your torso, don't think about your legs, think about those hips. Yes. So you're gonna start to sense that as soon as we start that lunge punch, it's just gonna be the hips doing all of that movement the whole time.
Sir.
If you start doing it correctly, those hips do not stop moving all the way through. That's how you're gonna get this to be pretty smooth. Not if you're thinking about turning the body, but if you start thinking about turning those hips. Turning at the waist. There you go, yes. It's starting to make sense. Don't stop, just keep thinking about those hips. And then switch sides.
That's what's throwing me off, because last time I did it all on the right side,
Oh, yeah.
and so this week I'm actually trying to do it on my harder side.
So yeah, right now all of my kicks and my punches look bad. The only thing I'm thinking about, make sure that my hips are turning. Continue clicking. All right. Whew. Team. All right, take a short break. We'll come back out. We're gonna work on our 8 diagram stab.
Yes, sir.